Hello and welcome back to the field office. Today I am going to be reviewing an item I previously reviewed from Tailors with Love, that being an item from SPECTRE and one of my favourite jackets. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for everybody who's been watching my past videos, sending me messages and comments. I very much appreciate it. I'm enjoying doing these, so continue going to do that for a little bit longer. So, the review for today is on this. Now this is the Matchless Craig Bolson jacket that is worn in SPECTRE. Now this is one of the original limited edition jackets that were available shortly after SPECTRE was released. So this is one of the limited 1 of 700 run. In fact, this is, when I look at the label, it is number 20 of 700. Now, the story behind this jacket was that at the time I was saving up for the SPECTRE Omega watch, which at that time was around £4,000, and I was also moving house. So I wasn't able to get the Omega. However, as a consequence of that, I had a little bit of money left over to spend on this jacket. Now, this is the jacket that is seen in, I was going to say Tanzania. It wasn't Tanzania, it's Tangier. It was the Tangier scenes. So you see him wearing this firstly with a Tom Ford polo with a Johnny neck, and then again on the train scenes wearing the Oliver Brown linen shirt. When I reviewed this from Tailors with Love in 2020, it had gone up to £1,290. Looking at it now, it seems to be around the same value. However, there are a number of the Craig Bolson jackets available in multiple colours. In fact, I believe there's a green leather version that has been introduced for the latest Mission Impossible film. Either that one or the one previously is one of the Final Reckonings. So yeah. Now this is a natural suede jacket. It is the feel of it is so soft, and it's such a nice feel to the suede. Now over the last 2 or 3 years I've not really been wearing this jacket, and there's a reason for that. It's because I have a toddler and wearing this out, lifting and carrying my son with his dirty shoes, mucky hands, I don't think it would stay this colour for very long. And I would dread to think the amount of expense to try to undo some of that. But yeah, so there's a reason why I haven't been wearing it for the last couple of years. However, I have sort of decided to start wearing it again on occasions where it's less likely he's going to be mucky. I say less likely. Now, this is a medium. It is a little bit more snug on me than it was when I bought it. That's the dad weight. Yeah, it still fits me quite well, I think. The collar on this I really like because it actually feels like it's got a very hard collar. So you can sort of manipulate it. It's almost like it's wire in it. So you can sort of, I mean, the image that you have on their website is almost like this is kind of done up like that. However, the way that Bond wears it is more sort of down, and I kind of prefer it in this down position, which is why it's sort of almost trained like that. I'm going to stand up so you can see that it's you've got poppers on the pockets, you've got 2 hand warmer pockets. You have got this Matchless metal logo on the arm, which wasn't there in Spectre, but this is how most or all their jackets come. And yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a little bit more snug, but for, you know, I would normally just wear a t-shirt or a shirt underneath this, so I wouldn't be wearing this in the winter, although it is a very warm jacket. I did wear this in Venice on holiday with my then girlfriend, now wife, and it was too much. Even just with a t-shirt underneath it, it was quite hot. So how Bond could wear this in Tangier, I don't know. But it's very good for the springtime and sort of early summer when it's a little bit chilly still in the evening. I get away with it in England quite often, I think. It's definitely a more relaxed style. I don't tend to dress this up very much, but I mean, I love the look of this. The feel of it as well is really, the texture, the quality of it is really, really good. Now, this is approaching, it's 2025 now, so it's almost 10 years old, this coat. I think, although I've had it in storage for the last few years, it's still doing me very well. I love the coat. There's something about it which I just love. It has this nice relaxed feel to it. When I'm wearing it out, I just feel like I'm, you know, it just has this sort of, gives me this sense of just sort of being able to relax and to chill, and that I'm not sort of overly serious or anything like that. I just have this nice sort of relaxed feel about it, and yeah, it's just a really lovely casual element to my wardrobe, which, you know, is really good. Well, I hope I've solved that then. Like I said, these are still available. There is a natural option on the website. I believe I think this used to be called Honey. The natural one, now the image that's on their website, which I might sort of show here, I think the colour of it is slightly lighter, but I haven't seen it in real life to be able to tell you definitively if it is like that. I know some members of the community have actually purchased the navy version of this to kind of go between this jacket and then the one that you see later in Spectre, which is the John Varvatos jacket, which I also do have, and I wear that jacket probably more often than this because of the colouring of it. I can get away with a little bit more, especially with the toddler. So what do you have is the jacket. So like I said, you've got the 2 hand warmer pockets that have the little poppers on either side. Inside you have a popper pocket here. You've got this little leather shield which says Craig Bowles number 20 of 700, and then on this side again, only one pocket on the inside, no pocket here, but you do have this little sort of history of Matchless being the oldest British brand of motorcycle clothing and accessories, and it gives you the history of that in there. It is quite a lightweight jacket, but I think, I mean, with the suede, you don't need a huge amount with this. It does keep you quite warm. You've got 2 zips on the zipper, one with the little Matchless sort of circle logo, and then one sort of more of just a standard. In my report from Tailors with Love, that would I pay for this now, £800 for this now? Would I buy this jacket again? I can't justify it now. My life's changed significantly since I bought this 10 years ago. I wouldn't spend that amount of money for this kind of jacket now. Well, would I get rid of it? No. I love wearing this jacket out. I think it works well with a lot of the items I have in my wardrobe. Polo, shirt, t-shirt. I can just slip this on and be away. And it's, you know, I wouldn't wear this winter time because of the colour of it, but I'd wear this, you know, spring and summertime on the cooler days. But in the sweltering heat that we get in the for the British summertime, which we can get that heat in the summertime, I wouldn't be wearing this. It'd be just far too hot. I think that's the same for most of my leather or suede jackets. From a reality point of view, I don't, you know, if you know, going to Tangier, as you see in SPECTRE, it would just be too hot a jacket. There's a couple of images here. It looks good, but it wouldn't have been practical. The choice I would have made here would have been something like the Harrington that you see in Quantum. There was a lighter coloured version of that jacket. That would have been more appropriate, I would have thought, being a cotton jacket. This doesn't make sense to me other than visually it looks good, the colour of it is right, but yeah, I don't think this would have actually been practical in the environment that it was in. You'd just be sweltering and you'd be looking like as well. So I have changed into the Oliver Brown linen shirt, which we believe is the correct shirt from SPECTRE. I think at the time there was a choice of two, but this was the one that was available in my size at the time. So struggling to remember the name of this, so I might put it in the comments below. But just so that you can get an idea of what it looks like from the train scene perspective. When Bond is trying to teach Madeline about how to use a gun. Now, like I say, I haven't worn it much in the last 2 years, and I've started wearing it out over the last few weeks, really to get the feel for it again. And the thing I like about it, I think, is because it, unlike most of my other jackets or coats, it's in a lighter shade. This sort of natural honey coloured coat, and I think it just takes me out of what I normally wear, which is sort of navies and greys. The coat has held up well over the years. It's 10 years old now. I've not had anything done to it. There's been no need to repair anything. I've not sort of had any sort of major disasters where I've had to have it cleaned or anything. There's no rips or tears, so it's really, you know, it's really hanging in there. It did come in a carrier with its own hanger, which I put it back into every time, so it doesn't get any sort of marks on it from any other of my coats or jackets. So I try to keep it in the best condition possible for its next use. The price of that now hasn't changed in the last 5 years, although it is in euros. Let me just look that up for you while I am on. So the current cost of that is 1,399 euros. What's that in pounds today? It is just under £1,200. So I paid 800. It's now £400 more. It was £400 more 5 years ago. So the price hasn't changed at all. Now there is the coat that you see at the end, not in the end, in No Time to Die, which is a wax jacket. Now the reason I never got that jacket was because I thought it was quite similar to this in terms of its shading and everything. I mean, it is a different coat. It's a wax jacket. I think it is a more affordable jacket than the Matchless, but because I own this one, I decided I probably wouldn't get that one. out of the two, if I had the money now and I hadn't got this, I would probably go for that that jacket. The one I refer to as the No Time to Die jacket is, this is where a computer is indispensable, Rogue Territory jacket. So it's the waxed ridgeline supply jacket. Now to me it has similar aspects to it, which is why it was sort of too similar for me to get that when I've got this. The price of that is a fraction of this. It's what, less than £300. So there's just no, you know, in terms of, you know, the costing of it, I'd definitely go for that one now. However, I own this, I'm sticking with this. I don't think I need the Rogue Territory. But that's my thoughts on this. Now, from the modern Bond movies, the Daniel Craig run, Spectre is high on the sartorial list for me. I like a lot more of the casual elements that you see in Spectre than in Skyfall and Quantum to a degree. I think there's just a bit more variety in the items. I think with Quantum, although I like the styling of it all, everything's pretty much Tom Ford, where there's a degree of, with it from Skyfall on, there's a bit more difference within the casual items. So you've got your Oliver Bar Brown, you've got your Matchless, you've got your John Varvatos. So from a casual standpoint, Spectre is one of the higher sartorial movies from my perspective. So I really like this coat. I think a lot of people who own the Matchless are very happy with it, and but I also understand it is a very pricey item and a lot to invest in. My understanding also is that, you know, with the way that this jacket came to me, it was not in the best of state. It had boot prints on it, like the whole thing had been walked on, which, you know, took a bit of brushing to get out. It wasn't dirty or anything, but you could see the boot prints on it, so you can understand that. And at the time there was a lot of people saying, you know, oh, you know, the way these things have turned up, it's not in the best condition. It's, you know, they're not been treated well. My understanding that from other people who have bought jackets since is that hasn't been the case. They're in better conditions that they arrive in. So hopefully that is also still the case. But yeah, I understand this is a pricey item. It's not going to be for everyone. Possible suggestion would be to look at Royal Filmwear. They have a number of the jackets from the Daniel Craig era that you could potentially get at a reduced rate. I don't own the version of this from Royale, but I do own a number of items from Royale, and the quality of those things are brilliant. So potentially as an alternative to Matchless would be to look at Royale. Right, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like it, please press the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, because that will let you know when new videos come out, and sharing it if you feel obliged to do so. That helps me out as well and grow the audience for this YouTube channel. Until next time, thank you for watching.